What's up, YouTube? This is Brittany from New Wave Teaching. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to click the subscribe button over here. I wanted to go ahead and take a few minutes to talk about the 75 hard challenge I just completed a couple of days ago. So I'm super excited to share my results, my review, all that good stuff with you guys. So stick around to the end so you guys can see my one main tip for the 75 hard challenge that I definitely recommend to make you successful. I do want to talk about what the 75 hard challenge is. It is comprised of 5 rules. So rule number 1, follow a diet. Does not matter the diet, you just have to pick and stick with that diet the entire time and no cheat meals throughout this entire diet. So if you're vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, doesn't matter, follow a diet. I decided to choose keto. I'm familiar with it, so I wanted to stick with something that I know how to do that I could be successful with. So I chose keto. Number 2, no alcohol whatsoever. This was a tough one for me, probably the hardest part of the 75 hard challenge. Anyone who knows me knows I like my beer. I like to enjoy beer every now and again, maybe a glass of wine. So no alcohol was probably the hardest part, but definitely worth it. Number 3, you do have to have 2 workouts a day. So 2 a days, 45 minutes each. One of them has to be outside. Doesn't matter which one it is, just one of them. They both could be outside if you want. Sometimes I did both my workouts outside. It just worked out that way, but just one minimum. Rule number 4, you do have to drink a gallon of water a day. I found myself trying to drink the majority of it at the beginning of the day because when you get to 10 o'clock at night and you still have half your water bottle to finish, it's not the funnest to wake up in the middle of the night and have to go to the restroom. So try to drink that at the early part of the day. Number 5, you do have to take a progress picture every single day, so make sure that's done. That is the easiest thing to forget, let me tell you. I've almost done it several times. I decided to make it a part of my bedtime routine so I would not forget, and that seemed to help a lot. So just making it a part of either your morning routine, your night routine, so you can have those pictures for the whole journey. It's pretty awesome. And number 6, you do have to read 10 pages from a personal growth book. All right, so the reason you guys are probably all here is my results. So I ended up losing 19 pounds, just shy of 20 pounds for the results. My pictures look a lot more than 19 pounds. I think that is more so because the weight's coming off, not just on the scale, but you're losing inches. So when you do this challenge, try not to look at the scale and make sure that that's your only way to measure your results. I also did my clothes. I now fit in my prom dress, which was 13 years ago, and I'll insert a picture here so you guys can check it out. So my review on the 75 hard challenge, and if I would do it again, 100%. It changed me for the better. Not only is this a physical challenge, but mentally, to have to do 2 workouts a day, 1 outside, make sure you're doing your progress pic, make sure you're drinking that gallon of water. It is mentally draining at some points, but you learn a lot about yourself and your mental toughness and realize that you can do it. It's not as difficult as you may think it is. You surprise yourself, and I did surprise myself by being able to complete this challenge in 75 days. So without further ado, here are my results. All right, so here are 8 quick tips to make sure that you are successful in the 75 hard challenge. Number 1, drink a portion of your water. So that gallon of water, try to drink most of it during the morning. I found it to be a little difficult to try to make sure that that gallon got finished at night. Let's say if I had still like half of my water bottle left, I'm like, oh, I still have to drink this, and then I'd be up all night. Another thing too is I was finding myself like craving some flavor. Like water can get very, very boring. very quickly, even though I'm a water drinker normally. So what I did is I started to buy Kirkland waters, which are kind of like the offbeat brand of LaCroix. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but they're just soda waters. So I'll actually have one right here. So if you have never tried these, they are pretty awesome. So these are water, just bubbly form, I guess you can call it. So those are great. There's flavors. So it kind of just helped me be like content with the fact that I was only drinking water, no juice, no alcohol, no nothing. So that's one tip for the water. So number 2, have a calendar. Something that I did find kind of like fulfilling was to mark off the days, and that's just me. I would have a calendar anyway, just to kind of like space things out and show yourself, okay, this day, this is what I'm going to do. This day, that's what I'm going to do. It was really helpful for me to have it all organized, because my workouts and then the water and just making sure that I got everything done. Because if you miss one thing one day, you have to start over in the 75 hard challenge. So that is one thing that I would recommend. If you do need a calendar, go ahead and click my link below. I have a free calendar that you guys can download. It'll send right to your email. Tip number 3, change your workouts. After 3 weeks, your body is going to become like used to what you're doing. I became very acclimated to walking, obviously, very quickly. So I had to change it up. I threw spin in there. I started lifting. I started running. I started doing HIIT. I started doing circuit training. So just constantly tricking your body and making sure that you're changing those workouts up so that your body doesn't become content with you doing one thing. Number 4, workout timing is key. Tip number 5, do weigh-ins weekly. One thing that I found that I started to do, because I kind of became a little obsessed, was weigh myself daily, sometimes multiple times a day. That is not the way to do things. The scale can be so misleading sometimes, as we may have experienced. Don't do that, because it messes with your brain and it kind of can discourage you sometimes. So I would definitely recommend doing them once a week. If you have to hide your scale or you have to have your spouse hide your scale, do that. So make sure once a week, even once every 2 weeks, I think is totally sufficient with the length of this challenge. Tip number 6, find other motivations other than the weight on scale. That could be so misleading. I look at my before and after pictures and I don't see 19 pounds. I see much more, but it's only 19 pounds. So what I did at the beginning of my challenge is I cleaned out my closet. Stuff that was too small, stuff that was too big. I just was pregnant a year ago, so I had some maternity stuff to get rid of. So what I did is I tried on a few things that I was like, I want to keep this, even though it's a little tight. And then I ended up trying on the same materials at the end of the challenge, and lo and behold, they fit, and some were even too loose. So that was really awesome. I also did end up fitting into my prom dress, which was about 13 years ago. So that was something nice to see too. I don't think that the 19 pounds really reflects what I did, but the inches. So if I can make any recommendation, take your measurements, because I did not. I failed to do that, and I wish I had, because I would love to have known how much I lost as far as the inches go. Tip number 7, have a support system in place, because things get hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I've had days where I'm like, I'm done. This is a joke. I don't want to do my 2 workouts. I just want to have sliced pizza and a beer and chill out because I'm tired and stressed. And having my husband, who is amazing, supporting me the whole entire way and being my biggest fan, it was what I needed to get to the end. I also had my sister and my friends joining me for workouts, and that pushed me to continue, because I had an audience and they were cheering me on, and I didn't want to let them down, and most importantly, I didn't want to let myself down. And tip number 8, the last one that I will go to bat for time and time again, intermittent fasting. I love intermittent fasting. I've been doing it for years, off and on. I did have to take a break, obviously, when I got pregnant with my daughter, and I enjoy intermittent fasting. If you guys want to watch this video up here, I have more information on intermittent fasting. You can also click my blog down below, where it goes through all the different types of intermittent fasting. But I enjoy it. I love it. It helps me lose weight, particularly. And if you guys have any questions on it, you can always comment down below, and I can direct you to the right spot. Okay, where do I go from here? So now that I finished the 75 hard challenge, they do like for you guys to take 30 days off. For me, I'll take the 30 days off from the 75 hard challenge, but I'm going to continue mentally eating healthy, working out. As far as alcohol goes, I am probably going to incorporate that back into my diet occasionally. But I don't have a desire as much as I used to. So I'm interested to see how that kind of plays out. Going from here, I do want to start the 75 hard challenge again. I would love to do it again. I think there is some kind of phase 2 where you add a cold shower. I have to do some more research on it. But I do want to do the whole challenge over again. I think it was so worth it. I loved what happened to my body. I loved what happened to my mind. And I don't regret it a bit going through this process. All right. And my number one tip to be successful in the 75 hard challenge is Bulletproof Coffee. If you've never heard of it, there's plenty of information out there on the internet about it. I have my own recipe. I've been doing it for several years now and kind of had perfected to my taste buds. I actually have a video right up here in the right-hand corner talking about what I put in my Bulletproof Coffee, how I make it. There are so many different recipes out there and ways to make it and mix it. It's all preference. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments below. And thanks for watching. See you soon.